Ladies and gentlemen, bienvenido, willkommen, bem-vindos a todos, welcome, benvenute, halan wa shalan. Ladies and gentlemen, Beau Soleil, the city of beautiful sun, nestled just next to Monaco, the Principality of Monaco, and you can see that beautiful uh, set up there, that sports center. That is the Club Tennis Padel Soleil here in Beau Soleil in the south of France, in the Avenue du Combattant en
Mesdames et messieurs,
Afrique. And if you
bienvenue
are in the
au
area
Grand
in
Nassau
France,
France,
in
ici au
Monaco,
Tennis
make
Padel
sure
Soleil.
you
Vous
come
allez
along and
assister
look at that
aujourd'hui
great setup,
aux
that beautiful red
demi-finales de ce
A1 paddle
tournoi.
carpet
On va commencer tout de
that is
suite
going
avec la
to host
présentation des
this
joueurs.
first
La
semi-final
première
of the
paire qui
A1
va rentrer
paddle
sur la piste. Les
France
deux joueurs sont
Grandmaster, the
espagnols.
first
Le
Grandmaster
premier
tournament
nous
of
vient
the
de
year.
Barcelone. Il a 23
The
ans.
court
Il
announcer in
sera
the
à
background
droite
there
sur
in
la piste.
French
C'est
announcing the
Joaquim
protagonist of this
Florenza.
very first semi-final, and he starts off with Mr. Joaquin Florenza there on stage for you, the number 30 ranked player on the A1 paddle global ranking, number 30, and he is only 23 years of age. We'll tell you more how Mr. Florenza and his partner, who's about to come on court, Alfonso Sanchez, got to the stage, and what a story
Son
that
partenaire
is. And we'll tell you
a
more about
26
that
ans.
as it goes
Il nous
on.
vient de Valladolid. Il sera à gauche sur la piste. Première demi-finale pour lui, Alfonso Sanchez.
Alfonso Sanchez there, ranked number 33 on the A1 Paddle Global Ranking. 26 years of age, from Valladolid in Spain, an all-Spanish pairing this. Joaquin Florenza from Barcelona. The 10 seeds
Face à
at the
eux, une
beginning
équipe
of
composée
this
d'un
tournament,
Argentin et d'un
and
Portugais. Le premier
they
nous
are
vient
in a
d'Argentine, de Villa
semi-final.
Mercedes,
And what
21
a
ans. Ce
dream
sera le plus jeune
semi-final
sur
it
la
is. I'm
piste
going to
aujourd'hui.
build
Il
you
sera
up
à
to the
droite.
excitement of
Le
that story,
gaucher,
because
faites
it
du
is an
bruit pour
amazing story.
Juanpi
I will tell you about it a little
Andrada.
later. But here are the competitors, and walking on there is Juan Pablo Andrada, already been almost a veteran of the tour. Although only 21 years of age, he started playing on the A1 Paddle Global Tour at the age of 18 from San Luis in
Son partenaire,
Argentina.
le
Number
seul portugais de
43 in
ces
the ranking,
demi-finales. Il nous vient de Porto,
21 years of age,
23 ans, sur le
and
côté gauche de la piste.
right
Faites du
behind him
bruit
his
pour
partner,
Pedro
just from very
Berry.
close down the road. Yeah, Pedro Perry, as he's known to his friends, Pedro Perry Pereira, as he's known, Pedro Perry Ferreira, as he's known to his family, ranked number 33 on the A1 Paddle Global Ranking. Only 23 years of age, so 21 and
La
23,
partie se
a
déroule en
young
anglais.
pairing from Porto in the north of Portugal, and a great guy, very ambitious. I remember interviewing him in 2023 at the time of the A1 Paddle Cape Town Masters, and Pedro Perry, a lot of ambition, and here it is, the hard work paying off. Semi-final of the France Grand Masters, and what a story it is! What a story it is! And there's the customary photograph with the protagonist, and look at that beautiful variety of flags: Argentinian flag, Portuguese flag, two Spanish flags. And on that note, this is the also become a tournament that has highlighted the very thing that is the Spanish Revolution on a traditionally Argentinian dominated A1 Paddle Global Tour. For the very first time, there have never been so many Spanish players at quarterfinal level. And for the very first time, there is a semi final on the A1 Paddle Global Tour that is not dominated by Argentinian players. Just one player from Argentina in this foursome right here. Closest to you in the all black is Sanchez and Florenza. On the other side, in the pink and white, is Perry and Andrada. You can see there. And don't forget, straight after this, we have the other much anticipated semi-final of the day, that between the number 2 and number 3 seeds, and that is of Tito Alemandi and Aymar Goni taking on Rama Pereira and Juan Ignacio de Pascual. The players are going through their required regulated 5-minute warm-up with new balls, those balls being the Knox titanium balls. Knox, the official ball provider of the A1 Padel Global Tour for the 2025 season, immediately after having been so in 2024. There are some stats on the board there. There you see there. Juan Pablo Andrade from Villa Mercedes, that is in San Luis in Argentina, and just 21 years of age. He'll be playing in the drive position. He is a left-hander, so that gives him a very large advantage in terms of power and cross-court ability in terms of finishing. And you'll see what I mean by there. He uses that not just for defensive play, but goes a long way to try and finish those points. Pedro Perry, a traditional finisher on the revés position, the left-hand side of the court, the backhand, as it's often known. And there is the coach that will be sitting on their bench, Roberto Lorenzo, also a very well-known coach on the circuit, and he'll be coaching Mr. Pedro Perry and Mr. Andrade. Just to tell you, on the road to the semi-final, what a story. We promised you a story, and that is the story you're going to get. Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza a bye in the first round due to their 10th seeding, and straight after that, an epic three-setter, 6-4, 5-7, 6-2 to Iago Gonzalez and Javier Nunes. And then came the match to define their tournament. Taking on the number ones, Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco, and a titanic 6-7, 6-3 and 2-6 battle, and they achieved what very few have achieved in their career, not just beating Maxi Arce and Franco Del Bianco, but eliminating them in the round of 16. On to the quarterfinals and beating Arturo Hernando and Luis Oliver, who themselves had taken out the number 7 seeded Leonardo Yob and Pablo Barrera 2 matches before that. So a big effort from these two young men, Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. On the other side of the court, Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade, very similar story, 15 seeds in this tournament, a bye in the first round because of the large amount of entries in this Grandmaster tournament. First round, 7-6, 6-4 emphatically over Cheda and Menendez, and then came the big match. Martin Abud and Jose Solano, the number 8 seeds, but the informed pair of the A1 Padel Global Tour, and 6-2, 6-3 was the victory there, and what a giant killing act. On to the quarterfinals. Looking across the court at Noé Navarro and Rodrigo Lopez, who themselves had taken out the very popular 11 seed Santiago Pineda and Daniel Luna, and another three-setter, 6-7, 6-3, and 3-6 goes the way of Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade. Here they are in this first semi-final. Well-deserved, epic battles along the giant killing along the way. And although these are really unique performances by these two pairs, these are well-deserved spots in the semi-final. Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade have never been in a semi-final on the main board of the tournament, and neither has Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza, despite but Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza have been finalists in various Fabrice Pastor Cups, and actually having won. Alfonso Sanchez was a winner of the Fabrice Pastor Cup in Barcelona last year, 2024. This is the furthest they have ever been in a main draw A1 Padel Global Tournament semi-finals. Same applies, Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade. Juan Pablo Andrade often in quarterfinals, twice last year in the Galicia Open and in the Sevilla Masters, but never progressing into a semi-final stage. And Pedro Perry, reaching a semi-final of the Fabrice Pastor Cup in Buenos Aires in 2025. But of course, never on the main board semi-final. So first time out for both of these teams in a semi-final. Well-deserved, as we told you. But here they are. Umpire has called for time. Both teams walking off the court. And they will go through last-minute adjustments to their equipment, and they'll soon be on court to get us underway. We'll see what the benches have to say, and we'll keep you up with what is going to be.
Vale, pero escuchad, pues al final, eso nos tiene que dar mucha tranquilidad para tirar el globo. Sabemos que hay que evitar el globo de Alfonso. Y os digo una cosa: cuando la tengamos, lo que hay que hacer es lo que he dicho tú antes, seleccionar. Cuando nos queda, vamos a pegarle para adelante, sí o sí. Y si no nos queda, tenemos rulos, tenemos víboras. Calma, vaya para hacer. Está perfecto. Escuchad, lo que hemos hablado, vamos a hacer.
Sí, os llevan al resto, voy a tirar por abajo, revés de Juanpi o un poco por el medio por la de Perry.
Queremos ganar el partido,
Vamos,
pero
vamos,
tenemos que ser inteligentes e interpretar los momentitos. En donde le hacemos daño,
trabajo
igual ya
ahora de-
dejamos de hacerle daño por ahí, igual tenemos que ser muy inteligentes en ese momento.
Sí,
Vale.
estar...
¿Quién
Vamos
saca el
contra,
rato?
Ellos.
Sacan ellos.
Bien, atento. Si da el paso para adelante, tu resto, recuerda, igual se la puedes enchufar.
Ahí es donde hay que ser valiente.
Exactamente, ¿vale? Hay una oportunidad, tienes que intuir un poco y escuchar a Alfon. ¿Sí o no? Vamos con esta
Vamos a
para...
hablarles muy bien, ¿eh?
Muy bien, vamos a cantarnos todo el rato, ¿eh?
Alfon,
Todo el
vamos
rato.
con esta para afuera, aguantamos hasta que le podamos tirar igual el globo largo. O igual el globo
De revés voy a tirar el globo.
Vamos a ganar esto.
Vamos, ¿eh?
Vamos a ganar esto.
Vamos,
Vamos a
vamos.
ganar.
Vamos.
Venga, dale, dale.
Players are back on court, and Juan Pablo Andrade is going to get us underway. Both teams, big talk on the benches. We want to win this game. Let's get out there. Both very positive feedback from their coaches. Both teams really raring to go. So we're expecting a humdinger of a match right here as Andrade goes to the feet of Florenza there and goes 15-love up in this first set. $40 is the scoreline. Quick and easy. Andrade to Sanchez. Perry with the slice down the middle. Sanchez gets over the head of Perry, who goes for the hook shot, changes direction to Florenza, and the rebound off the wall with a lot of kick. Florenza unable to control that. 1-love up. It's Perry and Andrade. Players will go off court, but it'll be a quick switch around to the other side of the court. They haven't exerted themselves too much, and you can see already Perry and Andrade already back on court. Andrade with a beautiful block using the double wall, moving forward to the net and finishing softly against the fence. No reply there from Florenza, stuck at the back of the court. As we said before, both these teams, tremendous efforts in getting to the semi-final. Lots of giant killing, a couple of three-setters for both teams. A lot of time spent on court. You saw the statistic on your screen earlier on. Both teams almost into 6 hours court time already in the tournament, despite both having had a bye in the first round. So this will not be. They will not be coming into this semi-final fresh and bouncy, or we hope at least that they will, but it's probable that they won't. The question will be, will all those exertions eventually come to cause problems in terms of fatigue, in terms of match sharpness for either of these teams? A little bit of net interaction there between Perry and Sanchez. Eventually Perry winning that battle, and it's love 40. 4 breakpoint opportunities here early in the first set for Andrade and Perry, who look at early stages of this first set very much on top, on their toes, very confident, attacking, aggressive, at the net, most points. And they have 4 opportunities here to really press the gauntlet early on and get the advantage on the board. 15-40 as Florenza and Sanchez get one back. Sanchez to Andrade. Pedro Perry goes for the Rulo. Ball slightly too far behind him and wastes another break opportunity. 30-40. Andrade defending well. Tries to go down the line and catch Sanchez by surprise. He doesn't. Sanchez with the bajada. A block from Andrade just over carrying to the glass. And Sanchez Florenza have saved 3 break points here, forcing the golden point. Juan Pablo Andrade feeling responsible, taking responsibility immediately on this golden point, raises his hand after that volley at the net, that volley block, forcing its way into the glass. Sanchez to Andrade. Well defended there, Andrade. Florenza tries to catch Perry unawares, and the big hit directly at Perry. His body, he can only block it, misdirected into the fence, and well held there. Sanchez Florenza, love 40 down, coming away to win that and hold serve within the golden point. And they'll be breathing a sigh of relief. Perhaps that'll do wonders for their confidence. Early stages, as we said. They are the marginal favourites here, Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. Love 15. Awkward bounce there off the top of the net. Perry deals with it well, but the return from Florenza straight down the middle, and Andrade a little hesitant with that shot. Goes into the net. Pedro Perry with power, slapped down there at the net. $30 all. Good comeback there. You heard the shout there from Pedro Perry. And just like that, the pendulum has swung. Not entirely in any team's direction, but what we had of positive optimism and bouncing on their toes by Perry and Andrade has now turned to a sense of cautiousness. Both teams now looking and measuring each other out. I've realized that those early bursts were very, very volatile, and Pedro Perry with the attempted drop shot, the ball just clips the top of the net. Watch here, he goes for the drop shot and just clips the top of that net. That Padel Tech advertising on the top of the board and just drops on the other side. Immediately he raises his hand in apology. Nevertheless, he did attempt a drop shot. It would have been majestic. Fortune favors the brave, as they say. And beautiful slices there from Perry. Low and hard. And there, the backhand flick there from Andrade into the ground, out of the court. Well held once again, 2-1. We're going to take a brief commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to tell you about this beautiful city of beautiful sun. We're back, and there we saw Monte Carlo International Sports. And you can see on your background there, Monte Carlo International Sports, heavily featured in advertising. This, of course, the home here in Beau Soleil at the Club Tennis Padel Soleil of Monte Carlo International Sports. Monte Carlo International Sports, of course, shares its president as the founder of the A1 Padel Global Tour, Mr. Fabrice Pastor, who has spent the last 10 years, of course, it's the anniversary of Monte Carlo International Sports, 10th anniversary, has spent these last 10 years trying to spread the sport of paddle to all corners of the globe. And how incredible that is. And fruit of that effort is right here on your screens as we see 2 Spanish, 1 Portuguese, 1 Argentinian player on court in the semi-final of the A1 Padel Global Tour. Well, Pedro Perry in incredible defensive mood, blocking at the net there. This time getting over the head of Florenza, and a little unfortunate there, the ball just nicking the corner of the glass as it gets over the head of Sanchez. You can see here, and boom, it's marginal, and he would have had Sanchez, Joaquin Florenza, in all sorts of trouble there. 30 love. $40 love. Into the net goes Sanchez there. And Perry and Andrade get one back. Florenza to serve to Andrade. 40-15 is the scoreline. That one a little short there from Andrade. He goes for the backhand with the underspin on that lob, and the ball over carries into the glass. 2 games apiece. Even Stevens, as they say in the classics. $15 love. Beginning of this week, 21st of March, we started this off with, in fact, we started this tournament over 2 weeks ago with 101 entries. That's 202 players. What an amazing draft of players that entered this fantastic A1 Padel Global Tour France Grandmaster Tournament. And that, of course, led to qualifiers and pre-qualifiers, 101 teams fighting it out to be on the main board of 48 teams. And that eventually got whittled down on the 21st of March to 48 teams. We are now, today, the 29th of March, down to 4 teams. Semi-final stage, 2 of them on your screen right now, looking for a place in the final tomorrow. And then a shot at being the France Grandmaster champions. And of course, the big chunk of ranking points available for winning this tournament, as well as the big chunk of the purse. And the A1 Padel Global Grandmaster's purse, 241,000 euros. What an incredible amount of money that these young men are playing for. And of course, already earning quite a big share of that being at this early stage. Florenza there, the brake pad's not working as they should. Goes into the net as he tries to finish that point. 30-15 is the scoreline. So these two semi-finalists here vying for a place. Straight after this, don't forget, Aymar Goni and Tito Alemande taking on Juan Di Pascual and Rama Pereira, the number 2 and number 3 seeds of this tournament, taking each other on in what is in itself a final all on its own. However, in reality, it's a semi-final, and only one of those 2 teams will progress through to the final to take on the winner of one of these 2. Relentless the attack here by Joaquin Florenza on Pablo Andrade, who defends incredibly well, changes direction, makes the mistake, goes into the net. 30 all is the scoreline. Well worked point there between Florenza and Andrade. And then when Andrade got frustrated, tried to go the way of Sanchez, we saw there the error. Unforced. Andrade again to Florenza. Perry looks for the middle. Sanchez covers. Big hit Andrade. Not enough kick. But the back flick there from Mr. Alfonso Sanchez Arriaga is excellent. And that time it does kick out of the court. And the score line goes 30-40. 2 break opportunities now. Look at that beautiful jump. Wonderful wrist flick with that blue and black racket of his. And out of the court she goes. 30-40. 2 break opportunities. Andrade to serve to Alfonso Sanchez. Excellent shot there from Andrade. Looking for the angles, looking for the turn. Gets the fortuitous bounce off the turn. Florenza in position, but that awkward bounce just really causing havoc. And the golden point is forced there. Good comeback there from Juan Pablo Andrade. And it is a golden point. Sanchez puts his hand up, wants to take responsibility. The second golden point of the match so far. For those of you unfamiliar with golden point, at deuce, a golden point is played with the receiving team. Whoop! It's a time. This is the time of Florenza to get his own back and takes the game. There is the break, and we're going to go to the benches when we come back. 3-2 Florenza and Sanchez after having broken Andrade and Piero.
Bien, vale. Ahora vamos a solucionar eso.
Hay que hacer un esfuerzo para que no entre la pelota.
Vale, pero escucha, pero chicos, volvemos a volear 2 voleas de derecha por fuera. Esta última bola de oro le tiras ahí a la esquina, Florenza, 30-15, te tiras luego rápido.
Sí.
Dale, porfa.
Pero bueno, al final tienen el globo.
No,
yo
papi,
también.
no.
Vale.
Ahí, si se la bajo, se la bajo más al cuerpo.
Vale,
Jodido.
correcto, vale.
No, pero
Escucha,
le tienes todo el rato.
estás identificando entrar por el lado exterior. Te ha enganchado una vez. Está muy bien. Sigue trabajando. Hasta que se cierre tanto que tengas luego el otro espacio. ¿Vale? Pero ten cuidado porque Perry se va a venir al cachetazo. ¿Vale? Alfon, muy bien,
Igual.
por revés, paralelo,
Sí.
sosteniendo y muy bien el globo, ¿vale? Tú vas alternando, meterte o no meterte,
Ahí tú me has
¿vale?
dicho, sí.
Escucha,
Mierda, nos tiran un globo, vamos a bandejear. Y recuperamos adelante.
No nos pasaron con globo nada más.
Sí nos tiraron, sí nos pasaron.
Nos tiran, pero no. Juanpi, te vendiste, papito, en el tren
Por
iguales.
eso, también.
Pero tú, carajo.
También, sí.
Dale.
Pero por
Dale,
eso te
vamos,
digo,
carajo.
vamos.
Es sobre el plan. Son dos voleas de derecha abiertas que nos tiran luego paralelos, una vendida y es poca intensidad en la red. Es normal que no nos salgan. Dale, vamos. Venga, quiero más piernas, mucho más piernas. Dale. Quiero más piernas, dale.
Players are back on court, and we heard there and we saw Coach Mariano Llanos telling his charges, Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza, that he certainly is the happier of the two coaches. He's telling Alfonso Sanchez to carry on with his lobs and looking for the parallels as he's doing. He's doing a great job, and telling Joaquin Florenza for him to be more aggressive as he's been, keep spreading the balls around, changing directions, be diverse with his play, and just keep doing what they're doing. Happy with the game plan, happy with what both players are doing. And certainly that was not the message on the other side from Roberto Lorenzo for Perry and Almada, telling them how their decision-making needs to become a little bit more constant. At crucial points, they are making the wrong decisions. He provided an example of that last point, that golden point, when instead of going down the middle, Almada chose to go to the side where Florenza was already positioned. Back on court, though, Perry and Andrade have been broken. Sanchez is serving, and he'll be looking to press this advantage of this break in this first set. It is 30-15. Earlier on, before we broke and that match ended, we were telling you about the format. Golden point, the penalty shootout of the world of paddle. Florenza there to the feet of Andrade, unable to get it back. So in the golden point, receiving team elects who will receive, and it is a sudden death point. Still on the format, of course, as per A1 Paddle guidelines, all A1 Paddle global tournaments played best of 3 sets, with tiebreakers played at 6-all, standard tiebreakers, first to 7 win by 2, and of course golden point played at deuce as we discussed. New balls, by the way, introduced after 9 games and subsequently after the next 11 and the following 11 and so on. And this time it's Florenza who goes into the net, slightly less space there from Andrade, comes off the glass, dipping, and Florenza with a mistimed shot into the net. Completely unforced error. There we go. Catches him a little bit by surprise and can't get enough lift with the pace of the ball. 40-30. Good reach there from Perry. Well blocked there, Andrade. Off the glass, and unfortunately that one carrying all the way to the other side, into the glass on the other court. And you can see the disappointment there in Juan Pablo Andrade's face. 4-2 is the scoreline. Sanchez and Florenza able to press the advantage. Perry will now serve 2-4 down, first set. They'll want to get back into this, and they'll want to get back into it pretty quickly, will Andrade and Perry. Andrade finds the gap there. Unable to finish. This time he goes for power. Straight into the back glass. You can see there, oops, there's the look on that face. Facial expression is like a picture. It's worth 1,000 words, and that expression there said, whoops. Straight into the body of Pedro Perry there from Sanchez. He immediately apologizes. These things happen in the game. No malicious intended. It is part of the game. Oops. Dangerous area there to connect on with in the body. Pedro Perry high into the air. First one out of court from Pedro Perry. That lob left short. You'll have noticed that that's the very first one that's gone out of court from several attempts by both teams. And that is because these are courts that are playing slower. It is cold outside. These are covered courts. They're not fully indoor. And the weather outside is 13 degrees Celsius with a humidity level of 65%. Slight wind of 11 kilometers. That shouldn't be playing a role here. The way these courts are covered. However, it does lead to slightly heavier balls, slightly slower courts, and you're going to find that players are, when trying to smash, are going to find it very hard to get the kick that they desire. And we saw already a couple of back flicks with balls that were intended to have cleared the court and did not. And that was an odd shot there by Pedro Perry. Slightly awkward. It does the job there. Florenza unable to reach it. We'll see if we can see a replay of that. But that was one certainly for the What Was That folder in your replay channel. Perry, 30-40. Another 2 break opportunities here for Florenza and Sanchez. They do not take advantage. Sanchez gets overexcited there as he catches Andrade out of position, but he goes straight into the glass. Golden point is there. Still a break opportunity. Perry goes down the middle. The return from Florenza into the net. Well held, Perry Andrade. 3-4. We're going to listen to what the coaches have to say. Surely Roberto Lorenzo is feeling a little bit better than what he was the last time we heard him talking to his charges.
Impresionante. Gracias, chicos. Gracias por el pádel. Pum, 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 pum. ¡Putazo, amigo!
And there is my favorite man, my favorite element of the paddle industry, right there on your screen, the court marshal, doing what no man has done before him, making sure that those glass panes are kept clean, that they're kept dry, that they do not affect play. What the unheralded heroes of paddle, court marshals, if you're out there, if you have a drink in your hand, raise a glass to them. If you do not, raise your hands to them. The not just unsung heroes, but one of the most essential parts of the sport of paddle. Court marshals, we doff our caps to you. Thank you very much for all the work you do out there in the world of paddle. Players are back on court, and you can see Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade feeling a little bit better about themselves. Some chest bumping going on there on the top left-hand side of your screen. Now getting ready. Joaquin Florenza goes to Andrade, who returns straight back to him. Change of direction. And that is what Joaquin Florenza has been told by Roberto Lorenzo, and that is to change direction, mix it up, be diverse in your play. That's exactly what is great effect. 15 love. He goes left, right, right again. Sanchez preps the bajada, goes straight down the middle. Perry equal to the task. Into the corner goes Florenza. To the feet. And the big finish. Back to his side of the court. Puntaco. Joaquin Florenza. Benga, benga. And that perfect execution. Racket raised high. Good preparation. Connects beautifully. Gets the kick. And we spoke about how hard that is at the moment in these conditions. And boy, oh boy, does he hit that well. Andrade sprays it. Makes Florenza run. And does it so, so well. 30-15. 40-15 is the scoreline. Joaquin Florenza to Juan Pablo Andrade. Tries to go hard there, does Alfonso Sanchez. Mistimes it, clips the top of the net, ball straight out of the court, 40-30. Andrade just not able to lift that. That ball dying just off the grass. And you can see there how Alfonso Sanchez is pleased with himself, punching the air. These four young men, very competitive, very hungry. They've got the opportunity of their careers right here to reach a final of the A1 Padel Grand Masters. They've never even been in a semi-final of any main draw tournament of the A1 Padel Global Tour. Not an Open, not a Masters, and certainly not a Grand Masters. Very far off a Master Final. And here they are in their first ever semi-finals. 21, 23, 23, 26. Prime of their lives. Talent just oozing out of every pore. And Juan Pablo Andrade makes the commentator look silly as he takes an easy backhand return straight into the net. 15-all is the scoreline. A little awkward bounce off the tin there, and that backhand pick up from Sanchez. Over carrying straight into the glass. 30-15 is in the scoreline now. Pedro Perry trying to get over the head of Florenza. Defends well. Pedro Perry's defensive game has improved quite dramatically. He'll be scratching his head at the high amount of unforced errors his partner here, Juan Pablo Andrade, is making in this match. For an aggressive player, his defensive work has improved vastly over the last year or so, as Pedro Perry. There he finishes that point, 40-30. He will no doubt have a lot of fan base out in his homeland of Portugal watching this commentary. If you've just joined us, my name is Paulo de Carmo, and I'm here to commentate in English for you on the A1 Padel Global channel here on YouTube, or as well as any of our streaming partners. around the world who choose to take the English feed, be they Disney Plus, ESPN, DAZN, Mediaset España, TV Monaco, La Liga Plus, or Marca. And those are all options for you to watch this live streaming of the A1 Padel Global Tour, this tournament, or any tournament in the future, our esteemed broadcasting partners.
Cada vez un poquito mejor. Pero si nos da cuenta, en el juego anterior, el primer punto, salimos a tirar el globo demasiado rápido en la primera de bote pronto y nos enganchan, y luego tienes una volea de derecha que estaba bien jugada y se nos quedan a la cinta, en transición. Que ahí me sigue faltando aquí. Entonces, vamos un poco con la misma idea, sin prisa en el globo. Ahora son bolas nuevas. Vamos a pelotear 1 o 2 igual por el centro, para mí buscando cuerpos, centro, ¿vale? Y fíjate que en el primer punto es el globo de pronto y ya nos fuimos rápido los dos a dividir, que te tira contra el bloqueo en la primera. Tened un poco de calma. Florense sin oposición no va ni a fallar probablemente ni a proponer. Entonces, trabajarle un poco más. Y tenemos el de Alfonso de la T. Que en un momento dado, en un 15 iguales, en un 0-15, con un globo a la T normal, si vemos que va a tocar de arriba, podríamos ir incluso los dos. Bien atentos porque nos están jugando sobre contra bloqueo. Bien atentos porque nos están tirando con...
Lo que nos ha traído hasta aquí es
Vamos, seguimos, Bien, compa,
Vamos, venga.
Vamos, compa, vamos.
Venga. Vamos.
Et premièrement, terminé, Joaquin Florenza et Alfonso Sanchez qui mènent 6 jeux à 4 dans cette première manche. Le circuit A1 Padel qui en est à sa 3e étape.
There's that first set summary. You can see there's 6-4. Total points won, 31-28. The big difference there, the break. 1 break point out of 5. 1 by Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. 0-1 for Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade. And then you can see the unforced errors. 14 versus 10 for Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade. The majority of those 14 compliments of Mr. Andrade. And then you can see there also the golden points won 2-1 the way of Andrade, of Sanchez and Florenza, and that the marginal difference that gives Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza the first set by 6-4. We're going to be back with the second set, and it's going to be edge of your seats thing. You can see there Perry and Andrade holding each other. They're starting to look a little bit tight for wear. Are those physical exertions we spoke about going to tell the tale? And as I say that, Pedro Perry jumps in the air acrobatically and finishes the point emphatically, as energetic as you like. So no wear and tear, no tiredness whatsoever. These are professional athletes, of course. Their fitness levels are superb. Wow. Beautiful shot there from Juan Pablo Andrade. Beautifully sliced, giving the illusion of a hard bounce off the glass, and that ball just dipping with that slice. And Joaquin Florenza can't get underneath the ball to get it back. Down the tee goes Florenza, straight back to him, and having to move from left to right, goes into the net. 40 love. Strong bajada there from Juan Pablo Andrade, full of power. The block from Florenza straight into the glass, and it is 1 love. Perry and Andrade, they'll be once again, as is always the case, that perfectly executed straight at the body of Florenza. I can only but block it into the glass. Juan Pablo Andrade needs to animate. He's starting to look a little better. That serve game, very strong from him, and a vast improvement on what he had been doing in that first set rather. I want to work hard this second set, try and force a third and decisive one. Don't want to give this opportunity up so easily. That one left a little too short. Florenza doesn't punish, and Sanchez gets in behind Pedro Perry. Little cheeky dink at the net. You see here, and just getting in on the left of Pedro Perry, slowly and surely. 15 love. And the big slap down there from Sanchez at the net. He's pleased with himself. 30 love. Pedro Perry walking off court, looking for a towel, drying his hands, walking straight back on court, in fact running. Umpire Juan Jose Moyano will not be happy with that interruption. It does happen, but he will no doubt be watching for further occurrences. Vibra there, strong and hard from Sanchez into the corner. Perry deals with it extremely well. And the bandeja using the double wall there. Almost a hybrid bandeja Vibra there from Joaquin Florenza, using the double wall and the dip. And Andrade swivels well, but can't get the lift. Straight into the net. 40 love. And the lob there from Pedro Perry, just nicking the bottom end of the glass. And just as the first game of the second set was quick, so is the second one. 1 game apiece. Roberto Lorenzo Vamos is happy to see the gradual improvements in his charges efforts here. They're in control, his charges. Into the air goes Pedro Perry. Second lob in a row that overcarries into the glass. Apologies, I've been misguiding you all along. That dejected picture there of a coach pondering into yonder space, that is Roberto Lorenzo. And the coach that has been motivating his charges has been one Mariano Llanos, who is the coach of Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. And he's the one bouncing and very happy with his team's performance thus far. The lift there from Sanchez, just when we said they were doing so well. Off course, misdirected into the glass, 30-15. Some taka-taka there at the net. Perry and Florenza. There's the kick. Ball doesn't make it out of court. Florenza outside, well positioned, and fortuitous for Andrade, but nevertheless, you can see there is prepared. Florenza is prepared. Ball stays in the court, out of reach of Sanchez. And we spoke about this earlier. Through the conditions, players finding it really hard to get the necessary kick, to get the ball out of court. The courts are playing very slow. Balls are slightly heavier. The conditions are cold with a high level of humidity at 65%. So things a little on the slower side. What a beautiful, off the wall comes that bajada there from Joaquin Florenza. Hard and low, deep, off the glass and just dying away. Excellent shot there, Joaquin Florenza. Look at that. No chance whatsoever for Juan Pablo Andrade to lift that high anywhere. Even a return shot was an impossibility there. And into the glass goes Juan Pablo Andrade once again. And it is golden point. And the potential break is on once again here for Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. It's a golden point. Florenza returns. Perry's at the net. And into the net he goes. First is at the net. He blocks well. The second one goes into the net. And we have an early break in the second set as they go out. And we're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back with Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. 2-1, a repeat of what happened in the first set.
Qué buena bola ahí de Abu. Qué lindo punto, Oscar.
¡Grítelo!
Players are back on court. Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade would have been in deep discussion with Roberto Lorenzo as to what is going wrong. A lot of unforced errors is what's going wrong, as we see it here from the commentary box. And Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza in huge dominance right now. Almost a repeat of what happened in the first set. Going 2-1 up in the first after an early break, looking to press that advantage. It isn't to be, not quite yet. So Juan Pablo Andrade gets in just behind Joaquin Florenza. Love 15 is the scoreline. Andrade defends well off that double wall. Comes again. Second one on the reverse angle. This time he keeps it low. Goes for the lob once more. Florenza keeps at him. Andrade changes direction. Comes back at him. Gets the awkward bounce off the fence. And Pedro Perry looks for the middle gap. Both players going for it. A little bit of confusion there. Wache goes for the middle. Both players going for the ball. Both rackets angled incorrectly. And both go into the net. And you can see there the disappointment on the fans' face. Love 30 is the scoreline. And the big finish there from Sanchez. Out of court with power. Ball left short. Perry leaves it short. And Alfonso Sanchez says, thank you very much. We'll take some of that. 15-30. $15-40 is the scoreline. There are break opportunities here for Perry and Andrade. They've only been in this situation once before in this match. They had 4 break opportunities. They didn't use them, didn't put them to good use. They allowed Sanchez and Florenza to force a golden point and then lost that. They'll want to make sure that there is no repeat of that. And indeed they do. The slower lob from Andrade forces the error from Sanchez. They have counter-broken, and it is even Stevens all of a sudden. 2 games apiece, and Sanchez and Florenza will be ruining the fact that they have missed a phenomenal opportunity to press the advantage in the second set. And that, of course, if you've just joined us after having won the first set by 6-4, and now having been leading by a break in the second set, they forfeited the advantage and allowed Pedro Perry and Almada back into the game. Out of court, well-positioned Florenza again. He's starting to get frustrated with the outcome of some of these shots. He's well-positioned. You see there, he gets the shot and then goes back into the court on the wrong side. Perhaps a little confused. His aim is sure. He just goes to the wrong side of the court. 15 love. You can see a little bit more aggression there. Perry and Andrade at the net. The fake smash from Pedro Perry. I don't think he noticed that Joaquin Florenza was still at the back of the court, but this time he forgives not. Into the air, acrobatic. With power goes Pedro Perry. You can watch him here in full flight. Boom! Banga, banga! And he agrees. Look at that expression on his face. Pedro Perry Ferreira. Forza, Pedro. 40 love is the scoreline. And this time it's the lob from Sanchez that overcarries for a change. And that gives Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade the advantage, 3-2. And we're going to listen to what the coaches have to say. No doubt, Mariano Llanos will be not the happier of the two right now.
Tíos, oye, una cosa. Nuestra mentalidad es importante ahora, ¿vale? Escucha, vente a la línea del cuerpo con la figurita. Aquí. ¿Vale? No corta, ¿eh? ¿Corto a la línea del cuerpo no?
No, la línea pues.
Como si fuera la unión de los cristales. Vamos ahí, ¿vale? Tranqui, sigue. Ve variando las intensidades cuando te sientas cómodo, cuando no te sientas cómodo. ¿Vale? Alfon, juégale largo, a la larga. El cuerpo, un rulito, ¿vale? Seguimos, con margen por arriba de la red. Nos interesa la volea,
Que empiezan a jugar algún pijazo, o sea, si el globo va a Florensa, tú sal un poquito, si el globo le va a Alfon, sal un poquito. Atentos por si pegan un cambio rápido. Atentos si empiezan a dejarla pasar y juegan con la baja de pared. O atentos si nos la empiezan a regalar. Tipo, para que les bajemos y conectaron la volea. Ahí sólidos. Otro y me voy. Bien. Patas. Nuestra escalera del globo mejora un huevo. ¿Cuántas víboras fuertes tiran? Tira una Florensa, tira fuera. Porque nuestro globo es mejor. Dale, vamos. Dale, papito, búscame este también. Vamos. Y pégame dos gritos todavía más.
Players are back on court, and for the very first time in this match, Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade will be feeling a little bit more positive. The weight is probably lifting slightly off their shoulders. And these two in the black closest to your screen will be looking to not lose their momentum, to stay in the game, to stay focused, and not allow both Perry and Andrade to get back into a rhythm and force perhaps a third and final set. Sanchez with the absolutely worst unforced error of the match thus far. Easy return at the net. Of course, these things are easier said than done, particularly when you're sitting in the commentator's box. It's easy to comment and to see, as opposed to somebody who is on court and doing the job actually in reality. But what looked like a really easy shot, Alfonso Sanchez goes into the net with it. His expression told the tale. He was completely disgusted and disappointed with himself. Nevertheless, he's redeemed himself and is now 30-15. That one stays in from Andrade, and this time it's the turn of Joaquin Florensa to make the error off an easy return. Doesn't get it over the net, and it's 30-all. Florensa continues the assault on Andrade, changes direction, becoming a rather pattern. 3-4 to Andrade, and then goes the way of Perry with a change. This time it's Sanchez who changes the direction, goes softly into the fence. Great shot that is, and it's 3 games apiece. Pedro Perry will serve now. Perry looks for the side fence. Doesn't get the bounce he wants. The hook shot. Goes again. This time mistimes it straight into the fence it goes. Love 15. Goes hard there. Florenza follows the ball. It almost looks in the visuals like he touched it, but he doesn't. He mistimes it. He's ahead of the ball. 15 all. $30-15. Perry goes down the tee this time. Alfonso Sanchez with a lob. Andrade aims for the gap there. It stays low. Into the net it goes. 30 all. A lot of errors continue to come from the racket of Juan Pablo Andrade. This time, Pedro Perry goes for the change in direction and the ball into the net. There is Roberto Lorenzo in deep thought. Not sure quite how he's going to turn this around. It is tight though in the second set, so anything can happen. If these charges find a little motivator, it only takes a moment, a little swing. And one of those moments could be right now. There is a golden point. There is a break opportunity here for Sanchez and Florenza. It is 40 all. It is a golden point. And Joaquin Florenza will be receiving from Pedro Perry. Over the little dink over the head of Andrade. He goes back. Sends it the way of Florenza. Once. There we go. There we go. The Florenza Andrade show. There's the third one. Watch for the change of direction. Boom. There it is. Pedro Perry looks to finish. He doesn't quite get it right. This time it's Sanchez and Perry. Perry goes down the parallel. Andrade straight down the middle there for Sanchez. The bajada takes the pace off it. Goes high. And into the net goes Andrade again. He is always favorite at the moment to go into the net, and so he does. And the break is achieved once again here by Sanchez Florenza. And you can see there Pedro Perry just drops his head. He's not happy. He's worked hard. Watch here. Watch the face of Pedro Perry. Watch the body language. He's not happy. These two are punching their, bumping their chests. And we'll be right back to tell you more about the permutations going forward.
Not everyone plays here. Not everyone can. Some courts are built for regular games, and some courts are built for greatness. Padel Tech, official court of A1 paddle. Built for the new era of paddle. Built for the best.
Andrade trying to get over the head of Florenza. Very aggressive, side to side, moving along the net, finishes, getting in behind Sanchez. Love 15. Now, those permutations. Alfonso Sanchez, Florenza, 4-3 up, second set. They've got the first set in the bag. They've got to be feeling positive. Hold serve, press an advantage, go 5-3 up, and just look to serve it up and not be broken. Book a place in the final, go home, relax, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that's only in their heads. Pedro Perry on the other side of the court and Juan Pablo Andrade will want to have a say in that. They will not allow this to slip away just like that, despite the errors, despite the body language not being quite what it should be. They will be fighting, have no doubt about that. They'll be fighting every second and every point. 15 all is the scoreline now. That ball gets a little clip off the top of the net. And you can see there Sanchez apologizing to Perry. Perry was in position, read the bajada well, then the ball clips the top of the net. Just stays in the corner. Oops, Daisy. There's the error again from Sanchez. Second error in a row, 30 all. Alfonso Sanchez been around quite a while now, 26 years of age, from Valladolid. And quite a player on his local circuits. And there we go. We saw there the big hit again. Again, doesn't get the kick out of court. Perry sees it well, returns it, but just a little too much power. Ball goes straight into the back glass. 40-30 is the score. And the fortunate bounce, a clip off the top of the net. It's not the first time this has happened in favor of Sanchez and Florenza. The third time in the match. But they get the point, and that's exactly what they need to put them in a comfortable position of advantage. 5-3 is the score. Second set after winning the first by 6-4. Are Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza about to book themselves a spot in tomorrow's final of this A1 Padel France Masters? Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade are going to try and not allow that to happen. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, by the way. As Juan Pablo Andrade blocks that into the glass and the score goes love 15. Let us know who you think will not just get into the final from these two, but who will win the following match. What will the final look like tomorrow? Let us have some comments. Tell us if you think we are right, if we think you agree with us that Juan Pablo Andrade has made a lot of unforced errors, or whether he has been emphatic, just as you saw right there, with an amazing finish that neither Florenza nor a flying Sanchez could get anywhere near close by. See there, Sanchez nowhere near it, Florenza jumping in the air and not getting anywhere near it either. So you let us know in those comments, and we'll let you know in the end how that worked out. 15 all is the scoreline. 3-5 serves Juan Pablo Andrade. From Taka at the net there, Sanchez with too much power straight into the glass. 30-15. If you've just joined us, my name is Paulo de Carmo. I'm your commentator here on the A1 Padel Global YouTube channel on the English commentary side. Also providing English commentary for all our partners who take the feed on the English channel. And of course, those wonderful partners we have where you can watch our broadcast if you're not watching it on the A1 Padel YouTube channel or on the www.a1padelglobal.com website under the streaming tab, are all of Disney Plus, ESPN, DAZN, Mediaset España, TV Monaco, La Liga Plus or Marca. You can tune into any of those providers, and they will be able to watch a live stream of the A1 Padel Global Tour, not just this France Grandmasters, but also the entire tour. 5-4 is the scoreline as we go to the benches.
Fe en lo que hagamos. Cosas. Chicos, están volando siempre la primera al medio. Ellos siempre volan al medio. En el 0-15, en la primera que podemos, tenemos para tirar el globo, repetimos una más abajo. Si le estamos del globo, que no está mal, confianza. Pero si le estamos abajo y vamos con el primer globo a la T, luego tranquilos. Jugamos con la repetición. Alfonso viene fallando bulear de derecha, a ver si podemos estar por ahí. Sobre todo tu cuerpo derecha, Alfonso. Y luego a morir con la idea. Vamos. Pero calma, papi, que aquí en el 15 igual siento que te vuelves a ir a flor y al pedo, ¿sabes? El primer punto. Te le vas a
Piensa un poco lo de la víbora encruzada. Ok. Una víborita encruzada. Piénsalo un poco. Porque Andrada lo veo que se está animando a venirse, quiere salir de esa situación, lo veo normal, ¿vale? Y esta vez se conecta el bote pronto bien. En el juego anterior nos entró 2 veces. Con lo cual, no está mal. La lateral es la que nos vale más un poco, me parece a mí.
Te voy a trabajar a muerte ahí, te voy a trabajar a muerte.
Pero tenlo como una opción mental un poco de que podemos cambiar y volver a reinar el ataque.
Lo que pasa es que ahí Perry sube a veces, Ahí se adelanta Perry.
Chicos, no penséis en nada más que en el punto siguiente. ¿Punto? Punto siguiente.
Critical interaction there with the benches, with both Coach Mariano Lanos and Roberto Lorenzo. It's a make or break here for both these teams. As Alfonso Sanchez, Mr. Arriaga, as he will be known back home, he's serving and he's looking to press this advantage. He's serving for not just the set, but also the match. On the other side, in pink and white, it's Andrada and Perry looking to just alter the script, change the plan, just a little bit, one ball at a time, 1 point at a time. Series of vibras there from Alfonso Sanchez. Andrade keeps looking for the turn, changes the pace, and lines up Pedro Perry, who finishes the point emphatically. Pedro Perry to the 4, the power of Porto. To that, he lines it up. Both players stretched by Juan Pablo Andrade. Tremendous talent, Juan Pablo Andrade. He's just not quite been on his game today. A lot of unforced errors. And it looks, his body language doesn't look very positive. He hasn't done so for a great deal of this match. It does change from time to time. He does become more aggressive. There we go. There's another unforced error. Easy return off the backhand and straight into the top of the net. 15-all, Alfonso Sanchez. And he gets a little tap of encouragement there from Joaquin Florenza. He's telling him, you got this. Whoa, look at that return right through the middle from Andrada. And then, after that wonderful return where he splits the pairing of Sanchez and Florenza, a block at the net, and the ball just high up into the air and into the glass. And you can see that he's pensive. He's in a pensive mood. He's not happy with his game. He's not happy with all these errors. He's not a happy chappy. Down the center goes that serve. Pedro Perry defends 1, 2, third one in a row. Ball to him again. There's the fourth one this time. He lobs. There's the vibra, well defended again. Fifth defense, change of direction. Goes to the middle. He steps up forward, forces the error. Does Pedro Perry to Sanchez and takes the score to 30-all. It's high in the air, that's Pedro Perry. The gancho there from Lorenza forces yet another error from Andrade into the net he goes, 40-30. And there are 2 match point opportunities here available for Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza. And it's not just a set and match opportunity or 2 of those. There are also 2 opportunities to reach the final of this A1 Padel Monte Carlo Sports France Grandmasters. Are we going to see the first finalist spot booked? There's the Vibro into the corner. Perry defends well. Doesn't quite get enough depth in that lob. Changes direction. Andrade into the air. Florenza in the corner. Andrade defends well. Change of direction. Perry down the parallel. And this time, Andrade, another error into the glass. Joaquin Florenza, Alfonso Sanchez dive to the floor. They drop in exhaustion. They cannot believe it. Their first ever semi-final turns into their first ever final on the main board on a first grade tournament on the A1 Padel France Grandmasters. What a tournament to reach your final in. And there's Juan Pablo Andrade, who will go back home and think, what has gone wrong today? This is not his game. Look at Alfonso Sanchez's emotion. He cannot believe what he's done. 6-4. And 6-4 is the scoreline. The emotion on Joaquin Florenza. These are players ranked 33 and 30 on the A1 Padel Global Ranking. 2 young men, 26 and 23, Spanish players, first Spanish team to reach the final of A1 Padel Global Tour team in a very long time, from Valladolid and Barcelona in Spain. And boy, oh boy, how far have they come. Giant killers along the way. We spoke earlier about how these 2 young men had knocked out the Arturo Hernando and Luis Olivio, who had taken out Leonardo Yob and Pablo Barrera, the number 7 seeds along the way. And in their quarterfinals, they dispatched in an epic 3-setter the number 1 ranked team in the world right now, Maximiliano Arce and Franco Del Bianco, 6-7, 6-3, and 2-6. A display of force by these 2 young men. And look at that emotion. This is living the dream. We live padel. And where can you see all of this emotion, all of this passion? Right here on the A1 Padel Global Tour. We're going to take a deep breath because the commentator is also very excited as the players sign those balls with the court announcer. I leave you to look at the set summary on your screen. And straight after that, we're going to cross over to Clara Navarro, our on-course presenter, for an interview with the winners. While you're there, just a quick observation there. You can see break points 2 out of 3 for Sanchez and Florenza versus only 1 for Perry and Andrade. And look at the unforced errors. Once again, 14 versus 11, and a great portion of those the way of Juan Pablo Andrade. Their percentages on the smash is 1 golden points, 2 for Sanchez Florenza, 0 for Perry and Andrade. Professional performance, 6-4 and 6-4 is the scoreline, and there is the overall global statistic. Very similar statistics for each of those sets. Just an hour and 21 minutes is what it took, and we're going to leave you with that until we cross over to Clara Navarro, our on-course presenter. She already in position with one of the winners. You can see the dejected Pedro Perry there. Back to the drawing board, but what a performance. They've got to be given credit to have reached this far, Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade, their very first semi-final.
Bueno, Alfonso Sánchez y Joaquín Florenza ya están en la final de este France Grandmaster, y antes de nada quiero empezar con lo que me estabas diciendo justo ahora, que yo lo entiendo, primera final para vosotros aquí en A1 Padel, pero estás como, no me lo creo, siento que es como la final de la Fabrice Pastor Cup.
Bueno, a ver, buenos días a todos, toda la gente que está aquí viendo la semifinal. Buenos días a toda mi gente, que sé que están ahí todos detrás de las cámaras viéndome. Y sí, o sea, es lo que te digo, no soy consciente de estar en una final de un Grandmaster. Pienso que es la final de una Fabrice Pastor Cup 1500, no sé, no entraba dentro de mis planes. Muy contento. No cabe más felicidad en mi cuerpo, yo creo. Y bueno, creo que después de tantísimo esfuerzo, muchos años, bueno, pues creo que una recompensa como estas es algo, creo que tampoco entraba dentro de mis planes de recompensa, pero bueno, algo ha habido ahí que, bueno, pues que me ha hecho llegar aquí. Quiero mandar un beso y un abrazo muy fuerte. Sé que están toda mi familia y amigos viéndome ahí, bueno, en el Solola, en una cafetería de Valladolid. Un beso a todos enorme. Esto se va a celebrar y nada, agradecer, bueno, a Fabriz Pastor por el circuito que hace, a todo el staff de A1 Padel, porque bueno, es la primera vez que estábamos 10 días aquí con vosotros y la verdad que es un gusto estar con vosotros. Y nada, ya que mañana nos toca trabajar, pues a por todas y a darle caña.
Gracias, Alfon, por tus palabras. Alfon is very, very, very happy. Tomorrow they're going to be playing their first final here in A1 Padel, and also he can believe that he's in the final. He's still like making the idea of it, but it has been a lot of sacrifice, a lot of effort, and a lot of years in the competition. So congratulations, Joaquim. El otro día que hablábamos de vuestras primeras semifinales o los primeros cuartos de esta temporada y ahora estáis en la final del Grand Master, y mañana tenéis la oportunidad de luchar por ese título.
Bueno, sí, la verdad es que es una locura, parece difícil de creer. Primero de todo, bueno, quiero felicitar a los rivales, han hecho un torneazo, amigos como Perry y Andrada son un parejón. En Córdoba nos tocó la cruz y nos ha tocado la cara. Pero bueno, ha sido partido disputadísimo y nada, no sé ni qué decir, estoy muy, muy feliz. Quiero agradecer a la 2 Padel Academy, Juan, Ángel, Mariano y Marc, a Javi, mi preparador físico, al grupo Snack, que están ahí todos animando a muerte, a mi familia y bueno, a mi novia, que he tenido la suerte de que ha podido venir. Y nada, es un placer poder estar en esta pista. También Fabriz Pastor, todo el equipo de A1, el staff. Es increíble el circuito y bueno, increíble poder jugar domingo una final y lo daremos todo. Vamos a intentar dar el último pasito.
Bueno, ya para terminar aquí, felicidades por el nivel que habéis demostrado en este torneo. Y poco más que deciros, chicos. Es que me encanta ver esta alegría. Dime, Alfon.
Nada, que muchas gracias, que no seguimos sin creerlo. Que alguien nos pellizque así, porque y yo tenía que estar en una boda hoy y resulta que estoy en la final de un Grand Master mañana, así que...
Bueno, te lo va a perdonar, ya te lo dije ayer. Enhorabuena. Joaquim is also very, very happy. He wants to congratulate the rivals because it was a very difficult match. And also thank you to Fabriz, to A1 Padel for these amazing tournaments. And they are both of them that still can't believe everything that is happening. Gracias, chicos, felicidades y hasta aquí la palabra de los finalistas.
Well, there you have it, the post-match interview with the winners. Lots of emotions, as you heard there from Clara Navarro. And the quote of the day from Alfonso Sanchez, more happiness does not fit in my body. What a man, Alfonso Sanchez. More happiness doesn't fit in my body. Certainly the quote of the day. And what a great achievement here for Alfonso Sanchez. Arriaga and Joaquin Florenza Hernandez. A lot of hard work has gone into this, and they booked their place in tomorrow's A1 Padel Global. That is for the Monte Carlo Sports France Grand Masters. And there they will take on the winners of our second semi-final between Rama Pereira and Juan Di Pascual, as they take on Aymar Goni and Adrian Tito Alamande, number 2 versus number 3 seats. Hold on to your seats, and you're going to take a short break, get some refreshments, get comfortable, because an epic battle is about to hit your screens. Those gladiators of the paddle arena are about to get ready and come onto your screen. We're going to leave you with these images, and we're back to you for the second semi-final in a few minutes. Welcome once again to Beau Soleil. That is the city of the beautiful sun, a commune in the Alpes-Maritimes department in the province of Alpes-Côte d'Azur in southeastern France. This, of course, right next, adjoining the Principality of Monaco to the south, and of course the home of
Mesdames et
the Club de
messieurs,
Tennis Padel
après cette
Soleil
première
in the Avenue
demi-finale
de
qui a vu la
Constantinople
qualification de Joaquim Florenza et
here in
Alfonso
Beau
Sanchez, nous
Soleil.
allons partir
Upper
pour la
Monte Carlo,
deuxième
as it used to be
demi-finale de ce
called
Grand
back in the
Master
day, at the
France.
beginning of the 20th
Le premier
century,
joueur qui va
1904,
faire son entrée
was
sur
the
la
people of
piste
Monaco
a été numéro
objected
1.
to it being called
Il nous
Upper
vient
Monte Carlo,
d'Argentine. Il
Beau
a
Soleil it
44 ans.
became.
Il est sur le côté droit de la
One
piste. Faites un
town,
tonnerre d'applaudissements pour Adrian Tito Alemandi.
Our court announcer in full cry there as he welcomes onto our court, onto the center court, Adrian Tito Alemande, a literal living legend of the world of paddle, twice world champion. And how fortunate we are to have this evergreen athlete.
Son partenaire sera le plus jeune sur la piste, 19 ans. Il est espagnol, nous vient de Pamplune. Vous allez voir, il va se matcher de toutes les parties du terrain. Il sera sur la côté gauche de la piste. Eymar Gani!
One of the incredible talents of world paddle. Write his name down. Every time you hear me commentate this young man, I tell you to write his name down. This is going to be one of the great players of the future. Write it down. Take my prophetic words to tell you. Aymar Gani, the giant of Pamplona in Spain, only 19 years of age, 1.95 m. Just a year ago,
Face à eux,
languishing
la
in
tête
the
de
bottom
série 2 du
15th
tournoi.
rank.
Ils sont argentins
Now,
tous les deux. Il nous vient de Pergamino. Il a 20 ans, 5e mondial sur le côté droit de la piste. Juani de Pascual.
Welcoming Juani Ignacio de Pascual, we move from one of the great future talents of paddle to another. These are two really aspirant young players, a 19-year-old and now a 20-year-old on your screen. Juan Ignacio de Pascual, no stranger to winning these tournaments. Aymar Gani, of course, yet to lift a
Son
trophy on the
partenaire
A1 paddle.
est argentin aussi, de Mar
Juan
del
Ignacio
Plata. Il a
Pascual,
26
already a
ans,
multi-champion,
3e joueur mondial. Il
having
pourrait
been
faire un
the
rapproché
youngest
très
champion
important pour les premières et deuxièmes places mondiales. Il
3
sera du
years
côté gauche de la piste. Faites du bruit pour Ramiro Pereira.
And his partner coming on there, Ramiro Pereira, the number 3 player, previously partner of Tito Alemande. Also hard to believe that just over a year ago he was ranked number 36 on the world global ranking, and now the number 3 ranked player on the A1 Paddle global ranking. Just 26 years of age from Mar del Plata in Argentina. So this semi-final, 3 Argentinians and 1 Spaniard. And what a mouth-watering prospect this is. The number 2 seeds taking on the number 3 seeds on this A1 Paddle Global Tour. France Grandmaster Final. Players there for the customary photo. Last instructions from our umpire. And our umpire will do the toss, provide them with match balls, coin in the air. It seems that Aymar Gani has won the toss, being provided with those match balls. Those match balls, Knox Titaniums. Knox, the official ball provider of the A1 Paddle Global Tour. Players will go through their regulatory 5-minute warm-up with these new balls. These new balls will be used for the first 9 games, and then new ones introduced once again. They'll play for another 11 games, and then goes for another 11 after that, and so on. So 9 and 11 are the ball switches, and of those wonderful Knox balls. Players are warming up, so closest to your screen in the dark colors are Gani and Alemandi. On the opposite side in the light colors are Ramiro Pereira and Juan Ignacio Pascual. What is at stake here? At stake is a place in tomorrow's final of this A1 Paddle France Masters, and where they'll take on Mr. Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquim Florenza, who earlier today in the first semi-final dispatched Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade by 6-4 and 6-4. There are some statistics. There's our stalwart Adrian Tito Alemande, the number 4 ranked player on the A1 Padel Global Tour. From Neuquén in Argentina, 44 years of age. Now listen to this statistic of this man. We're not going to go further back. We know he's a twice world champion. We know how privileged we are to have him on our A1 Padel Global Tour. But just since beginning of 2024, there's a year and a half, this is his 19th tournament. Only twice he's played in a quarterfinal. 5 times he has reached the finals. 12 times he has reached semifinals. Is this going to be the tournament where he is going to take one step further and take it a little bit further and go and win this tournament? We wait and see. There's Juan de Pascual on your screen. Juan de Pascual and Rama Pereira, of course, since they've teamed up, they're no strangers to winning. Since they've teamed up in September of 2024, they've played 12 tournaments, 4 quarterfinals, 5 semifinals, 1 beaten finalist, and twice champions. They were winners of the San Juan Open in 2024, and just 2 weeks ago, winners of the Tucumán Open in Argentina. That was followed up by the Supreme Tournament in Cordoba, in the Cordoba Open, but Tucumán tournament in the bag already, and that, of course, has helped to propel Rama Pereira in his quest for ranking. There's Nestor Lorenzo, and he will be on the bench of Juan Ignacio Pascual and Rama Pereira. Usually it is Mr. Di Pascual Sr., Juan Di Pascual, who travels with this pairing and ensures that they are guided properly. Our match umpire, Alejo Alvarez, Spanish umpire, will be keeping the law and order in this semi-final. They'll be looking to, of course, make sure that the laws are followed, and you'll have seen umpires being a little bit stricter on serving technique, serving legality, and of course the time taken to serve. They'll also be working on timeouts, which players often almost unknowingly seem to abuse. I'm Margoni on your screen. As I told you, this is his 6th tournament together with Tito Alemande, and in those 6 tournaments, wow. 3 semi-finals and 2 finals, that of the San Juan Masters and the Venezuela Master Final at the end of the 2024 season. Because they're 6 tournaments together and already in a semi-final. He's also the first Spanish player to play in a Grand Master Final, or in a Master Final that was in Venezuela at the end of last season. The first Spanish player, and also the youngest by just a few days, having beaten Juan Ignacio de Pascual's record when it comes to that. Players are going through their final warm-ups. There's a head-to-head statistic in front of your screen. They have played each other before in San Juan in the final, and that's San Juan final. Rama Pereira and Juan Ignacio Pascual coming out on top, and also in the semi-finals of the Venezuela Master Final, and in that one it was Juan Ignacio de Pascual and Rama Pereira who came off second best, with Adrian Tito Alemande and Aymar Goni winning that match to book their place in the final. Players almost finished with their warm-up, and once they finish that, they'll go for last-minute adjustments, and umpire Alejo Alvarez will eventually call for time, and they'll get this match underway. If you happen to be around Monaco or the south of France, it's possible. Spring beckons. Make sure you pop into the Club de Tennis Padel Soleil that's in the Avenue des Combattants en Afrique, the avenue of warrior fighters in Africa, and that is here in Padel Soleil, and that is just literally across the road from Monaco. And
¿Quién saca? Adri. Venga. Vamos, con confianza.
Empezamos a jugar en la pared y a Rama al cuerpo derecho.
Confianza, vamos, llévate bien de pie en cada punto, no te quedes parado. Venga.
Tiene la pelota.
I fell.
La pelota ahora más
It is a
que
Townsend
al medio.
borders with one point
O sea,
back.
no tan al medio porque el otro entra con esto.
Sí,
Si
vale.
esta se lo doy a Tito y si no, al cuerpo de
Él
él.
tiene un cuerpo con R como
Sí,
siempre,
Happy with that
¿eh?
game
Siempre
and
puede
then
jugar firme que él ahí
Parece
en
bancamos y
el
metemos
súper.
1000 goles.
Exacto. Y el globo importante no le demos un intentemos no
is
darle
what the winners of this game will want to see. The conditions
Igual yo hace
are
lado estaba
not
así
that
todo.
beautiful sun outside. It's 13 degrees temperature outside. Seriously, there is a 65% humidity factor. And that humidity factor is affecting the court for slow play. So keep that in mind. There is a light wind outside, 11 kilometers, but it doesn't really affect play, despite the fact the courts are covered, not fully indoor. But expect slower balls, expect slower courts. A lot of difficulty in the previous semi-final for players getting kicked out of the court. There were only 2 in the whole match, or 3, excuse me, where the ball went out of court. So expect a lot of that, but that is conducive to a lot more rallies and longer points. So lots to look forward to as a spectator as Tito Alamande gets this match underway and serves to Juan Di Pasquale. Margoni with that reverse, a little bit too much carry, straight into the tin. Love 15. Alemandi and Pereira, some taka-taka there at the net. Juan Di Pasquale goes into the net with that lift, 15 all. (30-15). Alemande to Rama Pereira. That serve very, very misguided as he tries to go down the tee. It's about 30 centimeters to the left of the center line. It's for the corner there with Rama Pereira. And the ball over carrying there from that return from Juan Pascual, 40-15. Early stages in this match, both teams will be feeling each other out. Alemande goes into the corner, slower serve this time. Lob with a lot of underspin there from Juan Pascual. Change of direction from Alemande. The soft return from Rama Pereira. And emphatic finish there from Tito Alemande. 1-0 on the board, Goni Alemande. I'll go off court. Quick turnaround. Drying of racket handles. And off we go back onto court. Coaches, very little to say at this stage. There is Mrs. Alemandi on screen. Victoria Alemandi. Ever present on the A1 Paddle Global Tour, supporting her husband, who is an example, a real role model in the sport of paddle, and certainly to a lot of the youngsters on tour, on the A1 Paddle Global Tour, as they travel throughout the world. A consummate professional, works hard, trains hard, looks after himself physically, and of course those results show on the court. 44 years of age, and here he is in the semi-final of the France Grandmaster. His form and his CV speak for themselves. Into the net he goes, though, with that ball, and it's 15 love as Rama Pereira grabs the ball and looks to serve to Aymar Goni. There goes a little bit more power on that bandeja. The block there from Goni goes straight into the net. Tito Alemande trying to perhaps be a little cheeky there with a parallel return to Rama Pereira's left, catching Rama out of position, but very risky shot there. One of the riskiest shots in the sport of paddle. Ball skimps against the fence, and there we go. Rama Pereira into the glass. 1-1. Oh, not into the glass. Apologies. That seems to have bounced just before the glass. 1-1 is the scoreline, and Aymar Goni will serve. Very even is that scoreline. Ronnie Pasquale with power, changes direction. Moves up to the net, but the block off the backhand there from Tito Alemande's shot goes straight into the net. 15 love. And a beautiful lift there from Aymar Goni, off his back foot, off balance, goes straight down the line.
Yeah!
40-15. It's a pensive crowd there, very attentive. Soft building there from Rama Pereira, allowing him the time to get to the net. Finds the gap between Goni and Alemande, goes for the power. Alemande with a flick. Doesn't quite get over it. 40-30 is the score now. Down the center goes Goni. Alemande into the middle. And Juan Di Pasquale with a return on the forehand into the net. 40-30, 2-1. Juan Di Pasquale will come back and serve. Until he does that, though, we're going to take a brief commercial break and we'll be right back. Players are back on court, and there was some commercial message from our amazing partners. And of course, the A1 Padel Tour for 2025 has got a stable of incredible financial partners and equipment sponsors. Padel Tech Courts, that beautiful red court, Real Turf, where that red turf comes from. Homa Padel, our technical sponsor. Knox provides our balls, wonderful paddle balls. Knox Titanium, and of course 2 new technical partners, Adidas, All for Paddle, and Lock, as well as View. Great partners to have on board, and we appreciate your support. You can go and check out some of those products from some of those technical partners on the A1 Paddle shop. And if you're in Spain, in Seville, you can go and see where the official shop is. It's a state-of-the-art facility. Alternatively, you can just go and visit the a1paddleshop.com website, where you can shop for a lot of our sponsors' products, as well as a lot of A1 Paddle merchandising. And you can also visit the link on there that will take you to the A1 Paddle Clinics, a new innovation in the world of paddle, brought to you by the A1 Paddle Global Tour, where it is very much something completely unique in the world of paddle. Two games apiece is the scoreline, so both teams feeding each other out. Things very even. No breaks thus far. No golden points, no breaks. Everybody holding their serves confidently. A little bit of a beginning of a fight back there earlier on. But no breaks thus far. Players resisting temptation on errors, trying to play conservatively. Definitely a lot of attrition in the play. Alemande looking for the corner there, trying to catch Roma Pereira out. They know each other so well, of course, having played most of the 2024 season together. Oh, and they caught Juanit Pascual unawares there. Juanit Pascual with a desperate reach, trying to contra against the back glass, but a little bit too much power, misdirected. 40-15 is the scoreline. It was a little bit just out of the range of that baseline. That serve from Tito Alemandi. Margoni, what a shot. And into the net it goes. Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we did tell you, Margoni, write this name down. Look at that. He waits. Look at that swivel. And great recovery there, Roma Pereira. First one, but the second one just a little bit too far. Into the glass it goes. 3-2. We're going to listen to what the coach said.
Por las líneas largas, central o cruzada. Entonces, yo sigo pensando que hay que esperar un poco más, porque es bajada de Tito, o sea, de Aimar, pum, punto. Le subes a bloquear a Tito, pum, te tiran, punto. Y el doble globo que se te queda corto, pum, punto. Son tres jugadores dividiendo, tranquilos. Vamos de atrás para adelante con calidad.
Yo dije, poné la chiquita Tito.
Exacto.
Yo fui y me quedé, o sea, me agarró corriendo para el coche y me la pone por el medio.
Bueno, acordate si podés. Cuando yo la tengo más o menos dominada, estar arriba de la línea. Para
la bajada al medio, seguir al medio.
No, yo porque sentí que dos bolas que le bajé a Tito.
Sí, por el medio.
Podías cortar.
No, que van flotadas.
Ya no está cortar con la volea derecha.
Que no me anticiparon ninguna todavía.
No. Pero escuchad, no dividamos.
Mucho mejor.
Mira, Adri lo está haciendo todo bien. O sea, tú lo que necesitas es llevar la pelota a Adri desde la defensa.
Sí, está claro.
Claro, para mí es con Juani y le caminas un poco a ver. Claro, eso es, pero no le camines a Rama.
Coach Borja Lopez asking Ayman Ghani to move a little bit more forward. Just a little bit more, he says, but keep up the effort. Rama Pereira to serve as he goes to Tito Alemandi. 2-3 is the scoreline. He goes hard. Great finisher is Rama Pereira. And Ayman Ghani does exactly what his coach tells him. Becomes aggressive, opens up the gap though, and Juan Pascual takes advantage, sends the ball into unprotected territory, and no one can retrieve it. 15-love. Oops. That return there from Ayman Ghani. Hitting the crossbar. Right side of the court. Exchange of positions there from Rama Pereira and Juan Pascual. And this time, Coach Borja Lopez's plan works. Ayman Ghani moving forward. Able to finish, find the gap between Pereira and Di Pascual. 30-15. This time it's Juan Pascual who goes for the power to the feet of Ayman Ghani. 40-15. Three all is the scoreline. 3-3, 3-3, 3-3. And Ayman Ghani will serve. Ball in hand as he goes to Juan Pascual. First one doesn't go to Juan Pascual, goes to the net. He'll have a go with the second one. Goes big, gets the kick. All the way back to his side of the court, deep and hard. Spectacular hit, almost looked effortless. Changes direction there. And this time the return from Juan Pascual. Wow, well positioned, stays at the net. Some taka-taka between Ghani and Pascual, and this time it's Tito Alemandi who uncharacteristically makes an error. That lob just over-carrying into the glass. Like we all do, he looks at his racket. The racket's always to blame, whether you're playing social paddle on a Sunday, or whether you're playing intermediate paddle, or whether you're playing professional paddle on the A1 Paddle Global Tour. When the error comes, the racket is always the first suspect. Alemandi and Pereira exchanging pleasantries. This time, Pereira changes direction. Into the corner it goes. And Ghani with no response whatsoever. $30-40, and for the very first time we have break opportunities here. Pereira and Di Pascual, 2 break opportunities on Ayman Ghani's serve. And this certainly a worry for Tito Alemandi and his young charge. And a golden point is forced. Excellent serve there, Amargoni. The return with a lot of power there from Rama Pereira on that backhand. Still a break opportunity available, but you heard the shouts there from Tito Nemande. That pleased him. It pleased him because it reduces the pressure. Some aggressive play at the net there between all four players. There's the power hook from Juan Pascual, and it's Tito Alemande with a flick. Goes straight into the fence. There is a break. And Rama Pereira and Juan Pascual take the lead, 4-3. We're going to listen to our advertisers and our partners, and we'll be right back. Umpire Alejo Alvarez calls time on the players to get back on court, and you saw there the A1 Padel Shop. As I said, if you're anywhere in Seville, in Spain, make sure you visit our store. If not, www.a1padelshop.com, where you'll find a lot of our partners' equipment and apparel, as well as lots of A1 Padel merchandising. And then you saw a little brief there from one of our new tactical partners, and that is Adidas, and the beautiful racket that they've made specifically for A1 Padel, the Addy Power A1 Padel, a dual exoskeleton racket, which is made with consultation from various of the A1 players, and what a beautiful racket it is. So make sure you check it out, a1padelshop.com. Tito Alemande tries to dig that one from under his feet, and it goes slightly sideways and into the fence. 15-love is the scoreline. Pascual and Pereira have a break, and that will displease Tito Alemande no end. But for sure, Nestor Lorenzo on the bench will be rubbing his hands at this early advantage. He will not be celebrating yet, early stages, but he will be very, very pleased with what is going on. The attempted drop shot there from Rama Pereira, well tracked, well handled by Amargoni, who then follows that up with an attempted side vibra into the net. 30-love. Borja Lopez there in deep thought. He's thinking, Amargoni, what are you doing? Why are you risking those type of shots at this particular juncture of the match? And there's the kick. This time, Juan Di Pascual straight down the line. Amargoni follows it. Here's the perfectly executed. There's the kick. Goni follows it. He's in position, jumps up high, and even all 1.95 m of the giant of Pamplona is not enough to reach that ball. And there's Amargoni with that lob into the fence. He's not happy. You can see he's frustrated. Ball into the net. That takes Pereira and Di Pascual 5-3 up. And Tito Alemande will serve now to try and stay in this game. 3-5. Alemande to Juan Di Pascual, who stands up. He sees movement, people walking in behind the court. Umpire Alvarez quietens the crowd, and we resume. And 15-love is the scoreline. Off the glass goes Rama Pereira there. Beautiful contra. And there's the kick smash from Amargoni out of the court. No problems for him getting it out. Look at that. Boom. Set top of the second glass. Out the court. Rama Pereira chasing. Futile chase. Ball always 2-3 meters ahead of him. 30 love. Whoop, and there you heard it. You heard Tito Alamandi. Hey, that's the war cry. The Alamandi war cry. Fired a blank there, though, from his pistol as he goes straight into the glass. 30-15. This time it's Ayman Goni straight into the glass. Oh, not straight into the glass. Ball bouncing just before the glass. Tremendous then. Look at that. Boom, just before the glass. Excellent shot. 40-15 is the scoreline. Not contested at all. And into the net goes Juan Pascual. 4-5. Alemande succeeded in staying in the game, but when they come out, Rama Pereira, ball in hand, will be serving for the first set.
Prohibirle que tire globo a gol. Escúchame, no, te lo digo en serio. Que baje el culo y que juegue todo paralelo por abajo y en la que pueda que camine. Pero no tire globo, porque no la estás sintiendo.
Yo digo una cosa. Partido está extremadamente claro que está muy difícil estar en el fondo. Hemos jugado 9 juegos, hubo un quiebre y el quiebre viene por errores nuestros o falta de movilidad o cerrar mal o tocar la bola mal. Ahora, eso lo pueden hacer ellos sin problema. Pueden tocar una mal, no sé qué, no sé cuánto, nosotros jugarnos una, que toque la cinta. ¿Vale? Entonces estemos atentos. Lo que no tenemos que hacer es que se nos vayan muy lejos rápido en el marcador, no en 30 segundos estar 0-30.
Que entremos firme a poner la primera. Dale. Y luego si le levantan para arriba, decisiones buenas, ¿eh? Os quiero atentos porque Goñi con el revés, si le tiramos alguna volea choto, te van a ponerlo seguro.
Al medio, si nos queda una salida para o algo, yo creo que al medio lo más seguro, están dudando mucho por el medio, para mí.
Si nos tiran el globo a la T.
Si nos tiran una salida para yo voy a por el medio.
Tú tira por el medio firme. Y una cosa, atento, si le fijan con el globo, que Goñi sale mucho a tu remate, tienes el amago para él. Sí. ¿Vale?
Juan, para una.
Dale. Vamos, querido.
And there we have 5-4 is the scoreline. You heard that bang, bang, bang in the background. That is the introduction of new balls as per the A1 Padel Global Tour guidelines. New balls introduced after 9 games. The score is 5-4. And there is Nestor Lorenzo, the coach of Rama Pereira and Juan Ignacio de Pascual, deep in thought, looking for Rama Pereira with ball in hand to close out this first set. Not like that, he won't. Not when Juan Pascual is changing direction and going high and hard straight into the glass. Love 15. That first serve of Rama Pereira is just a little long. Ball bouncing just after the baseline. There, the beautiful volley there. Juan Pascual would slice deep and low. Ball coming off that glass and just dying with pace. That total slice. And Tito Alemande, as experienced as he is, just not able to deal with it in any shape or form. Rama Pereira to Tito Alemande. 15-all. This time with power as Rama Pereira to the feet of Tito Alemande finishes the point. Rama Pereira will be the first to admit the influence of Tito Alemande on his game. Rama Pereira had been playing on the tour for 3 to 4 years, languishing in the late 30s, 40s of the ranking, getting to last 16 matches, and then Tito Alemande took him in early 2024, put his arm around him, mentored him and guided him, just as he has done with so many of these young talents on the World Tour, on the A1 Padel Global Tour. And before you knew it, Rama Pereira finished the season off as the number 7 player on the A1 Padel Global ranking. Switch partners then, and then Rama Pereira and Juan de Pascual wrap up the first set. And Rama Pereira is today, since September, and playing with Juan de Pascual, the number 3 ranked player on the global ranking. And so he should be number 3, Juan de Pascual, number 5, and boom, boom, 6-4 is the scoreline in the first set. Players will go off, court marshals will do their work, and we'll be right back. And on your screens is the set summary, and very, very tight. Total points won. One of the big differences there, 29-21 for Pereira and De Pascual. And there's the break point, 1 out of 2. No break opportunities whatsoever for Goni and Alemandi. And then very much tight everywhere else. Even statistics, 17 winners versus 10. And of course, the total points won, the difference plus the break. 1 golden point. That led to the break for Pereira and De Pascual. So very, very tight. A 6-4 game. Not a lot of give either way. But Pereira and De Pascual are on the board. They'll be feeling a little bit of confidence. And Alemandi and Goni will be thinking, that wasn't the end of the world. We are right there. It was just 1 break. We can come back, win the second set, and force a third and final. That for sure is what Borja Lopez, their coach, is telling them. And as Juan de Pascual leaves that return a little short and within the reach of the giant of Pamplona, he smacks that down and finishes the point emphatically. 15-love, Alemandi to serve to Pereira. Lob there from Alemandi, parallel from Juan de Pascual. He tries to go back in the same direction to Goni, but doesn't get it over the net. 30-love. And Juan de Pascual left that a little on the short side. Tito Alemandi says, thank you very much. I'll have some of that. Goes straight down the line to Rama Pereira with power. And the block can only get it misguided out of court. Once again, Veronica Alemandi, the great inspiration of Tito Alemandi's success and a great friend of the A1 Padel Global Tour. $40-love is the scoreline. And this time the return from Pereira. Well left by Amargoni, goes straight into the tin. And that's the first game of the second set on the board. Goni and Alemandi 1-0. There will be a quick turnaround. You can see, boom, straight into the glass. There'll be a quick turnaround. No physical exertions. These are athletes, fit men in their prime. But what a wonderful sport paddle is. Here we have a semi-final of the A1 Paddle Global Tour, and we have ages ranging from 19 to 44 on this paddle court. We always talk about paddle being the fastest growing sport in the world, and we saw right now a little preview there. Monte Carlo Sports celebrating 10th year anniversary of taking paddle to the world, growing paddle around the world, feeling the passion, living the passion of paddle around the world. Now that's what we all do, and we talk about it being also skill and age agnostic, that people of any age can play at any level. And here we have a 19-year-old great talent and a 44-year-old super talent on the same court. And you saw there the 20-year-old just smack that down por cuatro. Look at that. Puntaco por cuatro. Banga hit. Look at that. Out of court. No excuses needed. Juan Di Pascual using that left hand to great effect. 15 love. What a tournament this has been. If you didn't join us for the first semi-final, 101 teams entered this A1 Paddle France Grandmasters, and that whittled down to 48 teams, including on the main board by the 21st of March. And over the last week, we have been playing knockout matches over the draw, and here we are on the 29th of March with only 3 teams left. Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenzo early on, beating Pedro Perry and Juan Pablo Andrade to book their place in tomorrow's final. And here the remaining 2 teams here in an epic semi-final where there can only be 1. And tomorrow will be whittled down to 2. Of course, we'll be streaming that game live, and that live game match will be available from 10:30 GMT. That is 11:30 local time here in Beausoleil, France. That's 10:30 GMT for the rest of the world. And me, Paulo de Com, will be keeping you company with English commentary on the A1 Paddle English YouTube channel, as well as the other broadcast channels. My Spanish colleagues will be keeping you company on the Spanish part of the A1 Paddle YouTube channel, as well as the www.a1paddleglobal.com website under the streaming tab. And of course, then there is our broadcast partners will broadcast at a variety of times. And whatever takes your fancy, whoever you subscribe to, you can watch the A1 Paddle Global Tour on either Disney Plus, ESPN, DAZN, Mediaset España, TV Monaco, La Liga Plus, or Marca. Whatever is your flavor, whatever is your area or your geographical access point, and whoever you subscribe to, you can access the A1 Paddle Global Tour on either of those platforms. Margoni goes straight into the net on that backhand. That takes the score to 15-30. You can see, yeah, well timed. He's just slightly ahead of the ball there, not quite behind it. And the ball goes into the net, and you can see the reaction there from the crowd. They were expecting a little bit better there from Mr. Goni. Mr. Goni's reputation growing worldwide, not just in Spain or Argentina, where he's just really showed his talent, but even right here in Beausoleil. People know who Aymar Goni is, and so should you as my viewers. He is going to be a massive name in the world of paddle. Tito Alemandi not able to block that barrage of attack. And this banger of a point here from, you can see there, attack here at the net here from Juan Di Pascual and Rama Pereira. There's the contra off the glass, the block off the smash of Rama Pereira, and straight into the net. You can see there, first air punching is Rama Pereira. He knows it's 15-40. He knows there are 3 break opportunities here, and this is crucial for Tito Alemande and Aymar Goni. Alemande with the bajada off the glass. Well blocked. Juan Di Pascual going to keep the nerves about them. Aymar Goni certainly didn't, and they have been broken. Juan Di Pascual, Rama Pereira, 2-1 up, second set. And they will be super happy Nestor Lorenzo is going to be super chuffed.
Impresionante. Gracias, chicos. Gracias por el pádel.
Pum, 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 pum.
¡Putazo, amigo! ¡Impresionante!
Umpire Alvarez calls on time for players to get back on court. Coach Nestor Lorenzo is very happy with what is going on. He's asking the players to button down. And Borja Lopez is looking for solutions. Ayman Goni, you saw on your screens, black towel over his head. He knows he is not performing. He knows he has a reputation to uphold, and he is not performing. A lot of unforced errors so far, Ayman Goni, and he will not be pleased. He is a fighter. You will see him pick up his head, and Tito Alemande will be in his ear. He'll be motivating him. He'll be calming him down. He'll be telling him it's just a break and we can get it back. They break us, we break them. Rama Pereira, drop shot, Rama. Woo! As cool as you like. Rama Pereira, 15 love. Changes direction. Alemande equal to the task. But that lob just a little too much. Rama Pereira was in position. You can see there that pleases him a lot. The crowd grateful, applauding that man, that point. Really good point. Squall to Alemande, 30 love. Rama Pereira resists the temptation. Into the ground, out of court. Banga, banga, Rama Pereira. That kick there from Ayman Goni. Kicks high, but not enough. And Rama Pereira says, thank you very much. Into the ground and out of the court, 40 love. There's the tap down, flicks into the ground, out of the court. Tito Alemande lifts his arm, says to Ayman Goni, what kind of a return is that? And the advantage is pressed. 1-3. Beautiful flick that was. Into the ground and out of the court. Juan de Pascual. And you can see there, Rama Pereira approves. 1-3, Alemande serving. Needs to hold this. He needs to stay in the game. And this time, Ayman Goni goes straight to the body of Juan de Pascual. Big scream. More of frustration than in pain. You can see no worse for wear. As we've said many times before, no malice intended here. It's just part of the game. And the ball comes off his legs there. Excellent block there, Rama Pereira. And there is the integrity of the sport of paddle. There to show you. Tito Alemande flicked that ball. Players were ready to continue playing. and he touched it, so the double touch, and immediately he puts his hand up. He says, I touched it, sorry. To your point, 15-all. Beautiful integrity there. Of course, who else would it be from? But the general, Adrian Tito Alemandi. 15-30 is the scoreline. Alemandi to serve to Rama Pereira. First one goes into the glass. Taka at the net, but that one's left short, and Aymar Goni says thank you. Straight down the middle with power, with kick. And nothing anyone was going to do about that, neither height or surprise, was going to stop that from being a winning point from Aymar Goni. 30-all. There's the war cry from Tito Alemandi. There's the big hit there from Aymar Goni. Off his feet, goes across the court. 40-30. That's two from Aymar Goni. Could it be his eyes back in? The stability is what he needs to look for, the consistency. 40-30. Alemandi to Pereira. Changes direction. Juan Pascual. High. Managed to get over the head of Alemandi. Ball over carries into the glass. And Alemandi Goni stay in the game. Rama Pereira will serve. We're going to hear what the coaches have to say when he comes out. 3-2 up. Ball in hand.
Sí, pero escuchá, ¿qué está pasando en el último juego? Que no jugaste tan mal, ¿sí? Pero tiras una derecha acá de Rama, perdón, acá de Juani, te vuelve la siguiente a la otra reja. No se pueden salir, estás vos abriendo ángulos y me estás matando a mí.
Mira.
Pues vas para allá, juegan por el medio, de golpe la tocas vos, vas para allá, no hacen una dejada, entonces juguemos recto o sin forzar nosotros al pedo.
Vas a hacer esto todo el tiempo. Todo lo que tengas cerca de la esquina, peloteas derecha de Juani o que se meta de una Rama de derecha.
Dale.
Lo que te abran al medio, le tiras luego a Rama. Le tiras luego a Rama. ¿Cómo?
Me quedo atrás.
Y te quedas atrás.
Pues
no
tú caminas por si pegas rápido.
Vale, y sí, la rápida la tienes que cubrir tú.
Bueno, ese tiro, si el lobo va sobre la línea, puede hacer un paso para adelante, boludo.
Listo, bien, 4-2. Calma para levantar la pelota, si no está haciendo daño con las voleas. Calma los dos,
El saque yo te banco, te lo quiero yo, acordate.
Dale, venga, dale, eso es, te quiero, que te quiero. ¿Viste la derecha? Que le juegas medio volcadita a Tito de 15 iguales. Y luego esa es la segunda ataque, que volea, pum, tac, y luego la tiro fuera, Goñi. Dale.
Back on court, Rama Pereira serving to Tito Alemandi. 3-2 up, second set. Fakes the bajada, instead lobs the ball over Aymar Goni's head, sends him retreating. And this time, Juan Pascual goes for the kick a little bit too far back, a little fortunate that he gets the kick in the wrong direction for Aymar Goni's run. But all in all, excellent shot, 15 love. This time, Goni not able to massage that back and over the net. 30 love. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Textbook stuff again, Rama Pereira. If you're young, an amateur player, pause that, rewind, and look at the execution of that shot. Brilliantly prepared, brilliantly executed, well directed. And Juan Di Pasquale says, okay, since it's teaching time, let me show you what I can do. And he does exactly that with a beautiful kick smash down the center of the court. There's Mr. Fabrice Pastor on the right, the president of Monte Carlo International Sports, as well as the founder of the A1 Padel Global Tour. A real dynamo in the world of padel is Mr. Fabrice Pastor. Ngoni a little bit overpowered there. And the score goes love 15. In control at the net. Spraying shots left to right and then overcooks that last one as he changes direction to the left. Borja Lopez not happy. He's taken aback by the indiscipline here of Aymar Goni's game at this point. There's another one. You can see Tito Alemande head down. Aymar Goni bends down. He's embarrassed. And Nestor Lorenzo stays motionless. Aymar Goni, a lot of pressure on this young man. Only 19 years of age. He's making the errors. It's not his day. He needs the support. Tito Alemande cannot stay flat. He needs to help his partner. He needs to motivate this young boy. And this time they get one back. 15-30. That serve slightly off center. And into the back glass goes Juan Di Pasquale. 30 all. And you can hear Tito Alemande there in the background becoming more and more vocal. Dale, dale, give it to them. Trying to get Aymar Goni a little bit more positive and out of the slump he finds himself in. And Aymar Goni reacts positively at the net. Straight volley. Volley down the line, hard and low at the feet of Rama Pereira, forces the error, and now takes the lead 40-30. This time it's Juan Di Pasquale who finds the gap. Tito Alemande can't get anywhere near that. And it's a golden point. It's another break opportunity here for Pereira and Di Pasquale. And Goni and Alemande cannot afford to be broken. This cannot be a break they're allowed to happen. And Aymar Goni is knowledgeable of that. He's conscious of that. Serves into the block hole. The ball returns. He punches that out into the corner and finishes with a plump. Here we go. Ball comes back in the corner with strength, with power into the corner. Game over. Boom, boom, boom. They stay in the game 4-3. And we're going to listen to what the break has to offer us.
Qué buena bola ahí de Abu. Qué lindo punto, Oscar. ¡Grítelo! ¡Un taco!
Players are back on court. Crowd a little unruly, and a handful for umpire Alejo Alvarez to keep quiet. And he has got them under control. Match is resumed. Ball is serving. Alemande there, reaching deep, managing to get that to come back. Pereira with a finish straight down the line. The inside of Aymar Goni. Tito Alemande head down. Not much Aymar Goni could do about that, I'm afraid. Perhaps a little bit of unfair body language there from Tito Alemande. 15 love. The weak shots there from Alemande. Well dealt with Juan Pascual. It's done. The hard finish. Banga, banga point. Here we go. Puntaco, Aymar Goni. Excellent point here. Well defended, hard fought, Tito Alemande. He asks, Aymar Goni asks to finish that. Well defended, Rama Pereira on the first one. And look at that. Borja Lopez approves. That's what he wants to see Aymar Goni doing. And he wants to see him doing it often. Juan de Pascual, 15 all. Change of direction there, Rama Pereira, and there's the finish. Juan de Pascual, hard at the body of Aymar Goni. There seems to be a contestation here about that point. Video review we have, and this is the first video review of the match. As you know, an innovation of the A1 Padel Tour already since beginning of 2024. Video reviews. Video review team providing umpire Alejo Alvarez with the footage, allowing him to make the decision on that dispute. We'll see the footage shortly on your screen as well, and we'll see the decision made by Coach Alvarez. Pensive Borja Lopez. Here we go. And that was to determine whether that ball was out, if it bounced just before the glass or not. Let's see what the determination is of umpire Lopez. And umpire Lopez has determined that it was too close to call. Oh, no, he has not. He has termed it in. As it was good. The ball was good. So Juan Pascual Rama Pereira will get the point. 30-15 is the scoreline. And that return there from Goni goes straight into the back glass. It's 40-15. Pascual to Alemande. Goes straight down the line. Fakes the shot to the left, goes to the right. Pascual drags himself across. And boom! Banga, banga. That lady there is not particularly watching this game. You look too serious. Here's the high ball from Alemande. Look where Juan Pascual comes from. He gets the kick, comes out of court. Aymar Goni out the court and straight back in, right side of the court, finishes the point. Rama Pereira can't believe what he's seen. That is incredible. That is not just a puntaco, it's a banger, it's a double puntaco. It's Aymar Goni. The talent I've been telling you about since we started this game, that's what it's about. And Tito Alemande into the net, and the game goes Pereira and Di Pascual. The challenge mounted there with that return from Goni is tossed away on a almost too simple to return shot as Tito Alemande goes into the net. 5-3 is the scoreline. There is the approval of Nestor Lorenzo. He thinks that's the right way. and Tito Alemande will be serving once again for the second time in the set to stay in the game. The score is 3-5. It is the second set. They have lost the first one by 4-6. And Rama Pereira well positioned, but ball doesn't make it out of the court, stays in. You can watch here, Ayman Goni moves his feet, changes position, goes into the corner. Well hit, and the ball doesn't get out. Just skins the top of the underside of that fence. And this time, Juan Pascual says this is how you do it if you want to get out of the court. Goes por cuatro into the ground. Into the grandstand she goes. And the court marshal earning his keep. Alemande, deep breaths, deep concentration. How to stay in this game. Alemande trying to take pace off that, bringing Juan Pascual into the middle. And this time he attacks. Juan Pascual goes straight at Ayman Goni, who can only parry into the net. 30-15. Juan Pascual is starting to blossom late into the second set. He's left, he's right, he's defending like the demon that he can be. This is the Nino Maravilla, the wonder kid of paddle, and he's showing us why we should not be forgetting that. Here he goes again, aggressively moving forward. Pereira gets in behind. Juan Pascual says, I want that. He doesn't get enough lift. And Goni says, thank you. Out of court, por cuatro. Banga, banga. One banga, not quite two. And there's the double banga. Ayman Goni. What a treat this is to see two of the most exciting players, two of the most exciting promises, young players, prospects of the world of paddle on one court at a semi-final of the A1 Paddle France Grandmasters. Incredible. What a treat. Ayman Goni and Juan Pascual, almost head-to-head, opposite sides of the court. And we, the spectators, on our couches, in our office chairs, in our cars, on our devices, we get to enjoy it. Margoni with a kick, not enough. Juan Pascual says, boom, boom. My turn this time. Backflip into the ground and out the side. Banga, then double banga. $30-40. Double break opportunity to provide the game, the set, and the match here as Alemande goes to serve to Rama Pereira. Shoulders down. He's not happy. Body language is not right. The first set was wrong. The second is back. And boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Juan Pascual into the ground, out of the court, points to his partner. He says, this is ours. Juan Pascual took control of this match late in the second set. He became aggressive. He fought, he defended from left to right. And he rose to the occasion when perhaps his partner was a little bit subdued. And boy, oh boy, as he finished this game. 6-4 and 6-3 is the final score here in the second semi-final as the number 2 seeds book their spot in tomorrow's final of this A1 Paddle Grandmaster here in France. The France Grandmasters, and there they will meet Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza in what promises to be not just an exciting final, but a really gritty and hard-fought one. Once again, and this time, we will have a fully Spanish team and a full Argentinian team taking on each other in the final of a French Grandmasters. How international, how amazing is the sport of paddle. We leave you with these images, as you can soak in the passion that we've lived in the second semi-final. Our on-course presenter, Clara Navarro, the roving reporter, will soon be with the winners. They're already busy setting up. and she'll be interviewing Ramiro Pereira and Juan Ignacio de Pascual, who continue their march up the rankings. There is the set summary. That's the 6-3 scoreline. Look at the total points: 129 versus 18 for Ramiro Pereira and Juan de Pascual. 2 breaks out of 3, no breaks at all for Goni and Alemandi. And then, of course, there was 1 golden point the way of Alemande and Goni. That was when there was the counter break. And then winners 19-13. 10 forced errors for Goni and Alemande versus only 6 from Pereira and De Pascual. Not big differences, but enough for a set and a match. 6-4, 6-3. You can see their winners. Total points 158 versus 39 for the winners. And then the break points overall: 3 out of 5 opportunities taken by Pereira and Pascual, and no break points on offer for Goni and Alemande. That, at the end of the day, was the difference. There's Clara Navarro with, looks like Juan de Pascual, the first one to go up. There's Aymar Goni. He'll be disappointed with himself. And you can see he's desolate. He's completely disappointed with the way he's played and the way this went down. And he will be back to the drawing board. This is not the Aymar Goni that we know. He had fantastic moments during the match, but he was very in and out. Consistency is the key to the game of paddle, and he'll bounce back as a young man. He's 19 years
Rama
old.
Pereira tienen una cita mañana en la final del France Grandmaster. Juani, se venía una auténtica batalla, pareja 2 contra pareja 3, pero sí que es verdad que estáis demostrando un grandísimo nivel este torneo, muy concentrados y muy enfocados en el objetivo, que es el título.
Sí, bueno, buenas tardes a todos. Creo que hoy hicimos un partido muy serio. Igualmente para mí el partido fue de Rama, creo que fue protagonista del partido. Este es el nivel que queremos demostrar como pareja. Veníamos hablando mucho de esta semana, las sensaciones van mejorando poco a poco. Y bueno, tenemos una final más para disfrutar, para valorar. Y como siempre, agradecer a Robert, felicitar a Rama, a mi viejo, a mi novia, a mis amigos, a la gente de Pergamino, de Mar del Plata, a la familia de Rama, que se hace sentir mucho el apoyo cuando estamos lejos, así que muy muy feliz y no nos conformamos, mañana más.
Juan is very happy to be in the final, and also he thinks that that they played a very serious match and they have better feelings each day. Rama, segunda final de esta temporada, mañana estaréis luchando por este título del Grand Master y además final inédita contra Alfonso Sánchez y Joaquín Florensa.
Sí, bueno, hola a todos, hola que están todos mirando, hola acá, no me entienden, pero bueno. Felicitar a Tito y a Goni por el torneo. Siempre son una pareja muy difícil por el estilo de juego que tienen, la verdad que los teníamos muy estudiados y bueno, por suerte salió. Y bueno, mañana final contra Alfonso y Joaco, la verdad que están jugando un torneazo los chicos. Nosotros vamos a salir con todo también. Queremos ganar, queremos salir de nuevo campeones y a tratar de demostrarlo.
Well, Rama is also very happy to be in the final. He wants to congratulate Tito Alemandi and Aymar Goni because they are very tough rivals and they had a difficult match. And tomorrow they will be in the final against Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquim Florensa, that they have been playing an amazing tournament, but they won more. They won their second title of the season. Gracias, chicos. Felicidades y nos vemos mañana en la final.
Well, that was Clara Navarro with the winners. Happiness all round. They feel they've had a great tournament, and you can see there their path to the final on your screens, both teams. They're looking forward to tomorrow's final against Alfonso Sanchez and Joaquin Florenza, and why would they not be? As we said earlier, 101 teams started this journey just 2 weeks ago. They got whittled down to 48 just a week ago on the 21st, and tomorrow, the 30th of March, it will be only 2 teams, and that is Sanchez and Florenza taking on Pereira and De Pascual. In the end, there can only be one, and that one will be the winner of the A1 Padel Global Monte Carlo France Grand Masters. Monte Carlo Sports, of course, international sports. And what a great effort that was by Aymar Goni and Tito Alemandi. Yet another semi-final, and still without a win together as a partnership. Lots of finals, lots of semi-finals, but no wins as yet. These are your final pictures. Thank you for being with me. My name is Paulo De Carmo, and I'll be with you tomorrow. So tune in at 10:30 GMT. That is 11:30 France local time here in Beausoleil. I look forward to seeing you. A great thanks to my production team and the Spanish commentary team led by Mr. Oscar Sole on the other channels. Don't forget, you can watch us here on the A1 Padel YouTube channel in English or in Spanish, or go on to www.a1padelglobal.com under the streaming tab. Otherwise, join one of our broadcasting partners, Disney Plus, ESPN, DAZN, Mediaset España, TV Monaco, La Liga Plus, or Marca, and get updated with what's going on. Also, what you can be doing is joining A1 Padel Global or A1 Padel Official on our Instagram handles. Come back, please, either on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, or LinkedIn, and be kept up to date with the goings on and watch all the highlights of the events that are taking place, as well as find out what is coming up next. I'll leave you this picture. I bid you good afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow once again here at the Club de Tennis Padel Soleil in the city of the beautiful sun, Beausoleil. Adios, goodbye, au revoir.